welcome. It's Monday night and we are having a relax with some Taiji. Last time out, we got most of the mansion done. No bonfires last session, that was 2 weeks ago now. But we are very much towards the end of this game now. In the mansion, we have got one puzzle here to go and do. We've done this puzzle. Right, so one puzzle in the basement left. Just gonna have a quick reminder. Hey, Meredith in the chat, how you doing? What are you up to this evening? I think JR is streaming a little bit later on, isn't he? Usually does on a Monday. We've got lights in floor 3 and 4. So I believe we've got one puzzle here to do. Right. Which I think we're going to need to go and remind ourselves slightly on the rules of the rods. But I believe all other puzzles on this floor are done. So we're two puzzles away from having this entire mansion done. For the rods, to get really comfortable on that, I think I'm going to go back over to the mill and learn a little bit more about the rods, potentially. In the meantime, let's have a think about this. JR is live and you are double modding. How am I? I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, just a chilled out Wednesday evening, right? I'm coming towards the end of a couple of games over on the YouTube channel. So send a subscribe over there if you haven't subscribed already. But yeah, I just finished Myst recently. And I've just finished recording Agent A, which the first episode of which went up today, and that was pretty good. Nice little palette cleanser, a little point and click adventure. Sorry, did I say Wednesday? No, I meant Monday. I know what day of the week it is, you know. But yeah, so I just finished recording Agent A, so the first episode of that has just gone up today. I have just bought a copy of Abduction, so I just finished Myst recently. That was great. So Abduction by the same publisher, sort of 20 years afterwards or something, but yeah. You're gonna watch tomorrow then? Great. Yeah, excellent. Great, well, say hi to everyone on JR's stream for me. You know, I won't, don't give me a shout out because, you know, that will just like, you know, yeah. it's obviously it's JR's stream, we don't want to poach. But if anyone wants to subscribe over to the YouTube channel, that's always appreciated for sure. Right. This puzzle, where are we? We're also, do you know what? We're going to need to open up. Our Miro board for sure. We've never done a session without needing the Miro board yet, so that's not going to change anytime soon. Meet Miro AI. Ooh, weird. Okay. So, for those of you who remember last session, that's where we got up to. But yeah, right. So we have a 2x6. We've got a 2x6 grid on here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows there. So what have we looked at that kind of don't make sense to us? So there are 12 lights in total. Ooh, actually, do you know what I've just seen? Hey, Darkflow, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. You've not missed anything. All I've done is introductions, said some hellos. Do you know what? Literally, my title is wrong because this is Taiji Part 6, actually, not Taiji Part 5. Do you know what? If I change the title now, I think it might screw up the recording. So do you know what? We're just gonna go with Taiji Part 5. That's fine. What I have just noticed though, just as you were coming in, is I think these lights might be at different heights, you know. So last time out we talked about the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, yeah, cool. But I've just noticed that this light here is at a different height to this light here. So let's take a little picture of that. Right, okay. So just bringing that over, yeah. Because it's hard to get it like all on screen at the same time, isn't it? So grab that. But Darkflow, how has your week been? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no, those are the same height as each other. Yeah, maybe that's not anything. I don't know. Let's try and get the whole picture in one shot. So it's sort of around about like there, yeah. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are all the same height. So let's get a little bit of a thing in here. 4-day weekend last week. That is living the dream, isn't it? Do you know what? Totally did not get these guys into that picture though, did I? Yeah, I've got a I might actually have a fairly long weekend. No, not a long weekend, just kind of like well, it's sort of like a bit of a weird thing coming up, but yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in the top row, though. Is that really a thing? It might not be a thing. 7 in the top row, 5 underneath. Those two are in line with each other, but these 3 are lower. So, but it doesn't make a 2 by 6 grid. So like I could see something like, well, these 2 are higher than these 5. So maybe it's white, white, black, 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 black. And then these 2, there's just misaligned on the picture there. Those are actually the same height. Are higher than these 3. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but I don't think it's going to be that. Okay. If it's not 12 lights, what else have we experimented with so far? So we decided there was barrels and barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 piles of barrels. These bottles here we've already used in this puzzle here, so disregard those. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 panels in there. This broken window we already used in here, so that's fine. But yeah, in the UK we've got a bank holiday on Monday, what is it, Monday the 28th or whatever, next Monday. So this weekend is a 3-day weekend for us. And then I've got a day off the following Friday. So I've got a 3-day week, which is made up of 2 3-day weekends. So that'll be nice. Chance for a relax. Okay, we're going to move on from that one. We're going to hope that inspiration strikes later on. In the meantime, I want to go and get a little bit more experience on the dashers and the rods. And then we can come back and we can probably finish the game at some point, but, you know, no rush on that. Hang on, wait, no. That takes us back to the start. I think to get down to the rods... Well, let's go this way? Yes, there's a way down here. There's also secret tunnel behind the waterfall as well, which I haven't forgotten about. Oh, no, wait, I think we want to go for that one first, don't we? Yeah, because we can't actually get anywhere through there. Yeah, and I don't think there's much else for us to see down here. Okay, cool. Well, that serves me right for not opening that shortcut when I had the opportunity. Okay, should be down this way. Here we go. Now, we went into here before, didn't we? And we got stuck on this one. Oh yeah, we got stuck on this one. So, the rule that we determined was that for the slashes, it's the same rule as for the dashes, but you are enforced to have a rotation. But you're... Oh. But they could touch each other now. Is that right? Oh no, I've deleted all of my previous scribblings on this thing. Unless I accidentally put them behind here. Ah, dear. No, I think I've deleted my previous scribblings. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I have a feeling that maybe we slightly ignored that rule, maybe. So these can touch each other. That's nice. Right, that's fine. That's another example there. Yep, fine. So now we've got 3. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember now why we skipped this. So it has to be the same shape. So the slash has to be in the same position on the shape, and that position makes the center of rotation. So it can't be like something like this, because that wouldn't be able to do that. But similarly, those weren't working before. Okay, that allows those two. Oh, hang on, I can... Oh, but it doesn't allow those. That's not going to work. No. It's not going to be something like that. So... So that's going to make the middle one incorrect. Fine. And we already ruled out all of it being in was not correct. But you can rotate them around. So I think I kind of see why that doesn't work. Maybe. Yeah, and it won't let you see the next one until you are done with the current one. So that's that one, no good. So that will allow that through. And if we go with this one, it should be that one that's wrong. So that's all kind of as expected. Wait a minute. That brings those two in line with each other, but that again is no good. So... yeah, I'm not sure that's anything. Yeah, pretty sure that's not anything. I mean, the more streams of this game we do, there comes a point where you're only left with the hard puzzles, right? So, how long... so we've been on for 19 minutes so far. I've not solved the puzzle yet. So we got to get this one fairly soon. Otherwise I'm going to start losing my street cred. Oh, there isn't a shortcut down here. Okay, show me these. So this one... these ones are brutal. They are, aren't they? They really, really are. So this is wrong, but it won't say why. We've got The blue... Whoops. The blues kind of look okay. The blacks maybe no good because we're not enforcing rotation there, possibly. If we got rid of those and did something like that, there we go, right. So, rotation has to happen. If it's symmetric, that's not good enough. That might be a clue as to why this one failed. Oh, incidentally, that's totally a puzzle, so that's stop the clock at 21 minutes. Good. Good. So this is probably not going to be allowed. But it's that one that's flashing. Why is that one flashing when this hasn't rotated? These two should be flashing, should they not? That's fine, because that's clearly a rotation. But when you have those and that, unless having 3 at the same time changes the rule. Because these have all been 2s so far. This is the first time we've got a 3. So having a 3 maybe changes a rule. Well, this time we've now got 4. So what does this mean for us? Well, let's find out, right? So these are going to need to rotate. Yeah. Is that considered the same as that? That would be great. Like, that seems a little bit... That seems a little bit too easy to get it to work, but that worked. So rotation is only enforced when there's only 2 of them. Is it, I suppose? It's not going to be such a similar... Yeah, it's not going to be a similar answer again, for sure, but... Da-da, dee-dee-dee-dee. Well, that one's black. That one's enforced as being black. But can it be something like... Nah, that's not going to work. Da-da. Oh, well, and that one's enforced as being black as well, so that's not going to work. Oh, this one's now flashing red for us. So that's kind of nice. Okay. Interesting. When that's on, it's only these 2 that flash. When that's off, it's all 4 of them go. the slashes are on another level. So I've got to remind myself of the... so the puzzle we're trying to solve is going to have 3 slashes on it. The mansion puzzle we're going to try and solve. It's got 3 slashes on it, 2 dashes, and 2 rhombuses. Okay. So let's have a look here. Kind of makes it feel like that's forced. Except it's not, as long as you can rotate. So like that could be an option. And that could be an option. So it feels something like... No, not that. Something like that would work there. This one back here. So I think we're doing something like... yeah, and that one also needs to be there. But no, that can't be with that one. So... that would match these 2 up, yeah? And then this one... yeah, well that one would need to be like that. In which case it's going to bump straight into the next one. And this one, well, would have a little bit of a problem about the fact that that's enforced as being black. Again though, not sure why these aren't partnering up with each other okay. No. That's just wild thinking. I'm just thinking wildly outside the box there. So, a piece that looks like that could go like this, and it can go like this. So, theoretically, that can work. That could also work. But, I don't think it's actually going to work. So where does that actually leave you then? It leaves you kind of going, well, you can do this one. Yeah, that one and that one. But we know that sort of doesn't work because that was the answer to the previous puzzle, and it is deliberately similar. In fact, the only difference is yeah, Yeah, this was enforced on, and now it's enforced off. That's the only difference. So that's okay. Those touching is fine. But yeah, but now it's not. Now it's not matching. So where did I sort of get to with this one? If I went here, here. Yeah, so those three all agree. So you can get... Which makes sense, yeah. Can I presume I can't match them up 2 and 2. No. That'd have been pretty cool. Yeah, because that effectively is just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So you can't match them up 2 and 2. They can be touching each other though, which has got to be part of the secret to getting it to work. They can be touching each other, which means that if you wanted to, you could have that be black and that be black. Oh, hang on. Wait. Wait, why does that not work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I thought that was it. I thought I cracked it. Because they can touch each other. Maybe they can only touch each other if they're lit up. Oh man, that doesn't instill me with confidence. I had that tingling feeling that I might be street. Oh wow, I've tapped into Matthew's spider sense. How are you doing this week, Matthew? So we are 2 puzzles away from finishing the mansion, but we have managed to solve a couple of puzzles. Only a couple of puzzles. We've been on this now 35 minutes. We have not managed to get that one. we have managed to get 2 puzzles so far. We've managed to get this one, and we've managed to get this one. What we have learned from this one is because this works, but this does not work. So actually, what I surmise from this is that we knew that the slashes enforced a rotation, but actually, yeah, a degenerate rotation where something is rotating but looks the same as it did before doesn't count. Maybe. That's what I'd sort of take home from that one. This one is really interesting. So incidentally, as far as slashes go, in the mansion puzzle, we're going to have 3 slashes to deal with. All of the other slash puzzles I've done so far have involved 2 slashes of each colour, let's say. And all the ones in here are all 2 slashes. Fine. The one in the mansion's going to have 3 slashes in it. So these are the first ones we've solved that have... This is the first one we've solved that has multiple slashes. And what this is saying is... Yeah, okay, rotation is enforced, but actually not always, it seems. Because this shape is the same as this one, even if you haven't rotated it. And now we're having a big old think about this one. And I thought I'd cracked it. Because we've established already that shapes can touch each other when they're slashes. They can't touch each other when they're dashes. When they're slashes, they can touch each other. So I thought, aha, big old bit of black here. This is actually 2 shapes. They're just touching each other, but rotated around. Doesn't count though. This is genuinely... This is a hard area. This is such a hard area. And I'm really struggling to get... the rule here. So that's how my Monday's going. The way the error flashing works here seems weird. I'd agree with you on that one, because this has all 4 of them flashing. But if I do something which makes these definitely wrong, then these 2 are now suddenly fine. Which made me think, well, maybe I can just pair them up, 2 and 2. But that doesn't work. And if I do something like this one here, right, this will mean that these 3 are fine, but this one is wrong. The issue here was that the left-hand side and the right-hand side were tied for correctness, but they didn't agree with each other. In this situation, the left-hand side and the right-hand side... Not that I'm saying that that's not true, because I don't understand it, but... That can't tie for correctness, right? Can it? Or maybe it can. I feel like we would understand it better if we can solve this one. And this one, realistically, we've tried so many different options, we're pretty close to actually getting it by accident. Because let's be honest, there are only 8 buttons that can be pressed here, which, by virtue of simple maths, tells me that it's like... What is that? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Like, yeah. There's only 256. I probably should have known. Probably should have known that 2 to the 8 is 256. There's only 256 possible combinations here. We are going to get this eventually purely by accident. Always flash things that are wrong. If there are multiple things that are wrong, I only flash the things that are most wrong. It's a question of verisimilitude, isn't it? So, this puzzle, I feel like if we can crack this one, we'll be a lot further along our path to understanding how these slashes work. Right? Because here we match up. However, right, we know that rotation is enforced. So I don't think that this square and this square are actually going to be allowed to be in this orientation. Okay. This one, however, could work, except it doesn't work, but we do now have 3 squares, and they do all enforce rotation. Except we know from the other block down, we know from the other puzzles down there that when you have multiple slashes, maybe rotation isn't always enforced. I tried seeing if we could do this one, and that doesn't work. So, but you know, it was worth a go, right? I mean, this matches this one up here with this corner up here, but that's just no good. Another way to put it is that if something doesn't flash, it would be correct if those were the only symbols on the panel. Yes, okay, that would make sense in that situation. Okay. And if these two were the only symbols on the panel... Oh, yeah, no, because then that's in the wrong spot anyway. So, if we want to draw a 4x4 box, there are many, many fewer than 256 combinations to do so. No, thank you. I will certainly kind of bear it in mind a little bit, or attempt to bear it in mind. So if we want to draw 4x4 boxes, there are only so many ways we can draw 4x4 boxes here, right? We've got this option here, which flashes all of them red. We've got this option here, which just flashes this one red. Okay, and we've got this one here, which also flashes this one red, which kind of makes sense because then you're really drawing it as a 6x6. If we do something like that, that's going to make all 3 of them flash, so that's definitely not it. It feels like... maybe? Right. I'm getting a stress migraine coming on. Right. So that's that. That would... So that's what I would expect for that one. No, okay, that's not it. Mochi Woodcrafts, first time in the chat. Hello, Mochi, hello. So Mochi is my younger brother, IRL. He has just started his own channel, and he's immensely more talented than I am, for sure. Mochi's channel is woodworking ASMR, and he's got some absolutely amazing pieces that he's done recently, doing wooden carving, wooden masks. Which is a far more useful talent than than this. Well, playing video games. Yeah, absolutely. I think he literally did his first stream like yesterday. So yeah, go and give him a follow. But yeah, what are you working on at the moment, Mochi? What's your work in progress currently? It's messier. Oh wait, hang on. Is it? No, it can't be that either. Right, hang on. Right, I gotta take a step back. Gotta have a think about this one. Okay, I understand the reason why that doesn't work. Yeah, because the center of rotation can't be on the cross point. The center of rotation's got to be on the edge. That can't work, so then you'd need that. But the rule on the dashes is that they can't touch each other. So that's fine. So that puts us as to maybe doing something with maybe doing something with that. But that does nothing for us here. Really nothing for us. In fairness, so Mochi and I, we live fairly close to each other, not terribly close, but like half an hour in the car or something like that. And every time something goes wrong in my house, yeah, he's the guy that sorts it out for me, for sure. Dragon Priest Mask from Skyrim. Made one for our DM and kind of wanted one myself. Yeah, fair. To be fair, that's a pretty baller gift. What was that? Was that a wedding present in the end or something? Easier to fix things that aren't yours. Yeah, yeah. Well, you avoid the fear, don't you? Yeah, that is basically the principle of it, isn't it? Okay, let's get my drawing tools out. Okay. These aren't necessarily guaranteed to be white, but they might well be. And these are definitely guaranteed to be opposing. Okay. The rules on the dashes, we've pretty well established that. We also know that they can't bump into each other, actually. So if this was black, this could be white. So that is a question mark for sure. If this is white, this can't be white. Absolutely not. But if this is black, this could be black. What we need here is the same shape but under rotation. Oh, so could it be black there? Maybe. Okay, let's try that. If it was something like that, yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay. Now this one, if you rotate that, it's going to, so you could do it that way. Okay, no, it doesn't like it when those touch. Those are enforced as being black. That's not a rotation, that's a mirror image. Yay! Alright, okay. Okay, do we understand slashes now? I feel like we understand them better than we did. I feel like we understand them better than we did. Can we open up this shortcut? But what have we... Oh, don't test me, Matthew. Oh, no. No. Ah, well, what have we learned? We have learned that sometimes it's the friends we make along the way, right? We've learned that you can combine slashes together into one mega shape, which I kind of like. I kind of like you can, yeah. The rotation is sometimes enforced and sometimes isn't. Like, the rotation is enforced here insofar as it becomes a dash when you rotate it. That's rotated, so that's fine. Sometimes the shapes can touch each other, but sometimes they can't. So, for example, here, these shapes were allowed to touch each other. But here, under very similar circumstances, they were not allowed to touch each other. So... Unsure on that one. But, you know, we understand it better than we did. Understanding is overrated. I mean, to be fair, Matthew, that's a really existential point. Like, is any of this important to it? I mean, ultimately, you know, the heat death of the universe will render all of this irrelevant one day. Can we really say we've learned anything of any use? We could try and make a mega shape. That one is a James Burke quote that's in The Witness. Oh, I see. That's what we call an Outer Wilds moment. Yes, indeed. Outer Wilds is incredibly nihilistic, isn't it? I tell you one thing that I've just twigged as we were talking about it, right? The ones that have multiple things, it's still two shapes that rotate, right? It's still two shapes. Now when we go to here, oh no, that is definitely 4. That is definitely 4. We could try and make 2 mega shapes though. Is that the hidden true ending where you put the thing up into the sun from the starting area? Someone did show me that one. So we could do something like that, and that. Oh, I could have sworn that was going to be it. Because when you take this shape and you rotate it, oh, it's one of the videos below the windmill. Right. Yeah, I did get below the windmill. Yeah, there was some stuff in there. A lot of the audio logs and so on really didn't get. They just kind of went way over my head, to be fair. It's very philosophical, for sure. I'm Is it because it's missing? So with this one, and with this one actually, you need to be able to rotate it around a given point. If you rotate this, it could occupy either spot. If you rotate this, it could occupy either spot. So actually, I think if you're going to make a mega shape, it needs to be symmetric. Wait, no, that's not going to do it. Hang on. Right, give me a little reset on that. Okay, if you're going to make a mega shape, it needs to be symmetric. So it could be something like... So it needs to be such that when you rotate it, they could slot into either slot, either spot. Something like that. Yeah? Could be. And then you've got here, it makes there, there, and then we could make that white to make that dark. Maybe. This is a punt. This is a real long shot. So something like that. And then on the dark side, it's going to go here, 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 down here, up here. So, yeah, I don't think that's right there. Get rid of that. So, oh wait, hang on. We could do that and that. That would then maybe do it. Oh my god, we did it! Nice. Nice. Mega shape. Sweet. Okay. I think we understand it now. We need to build a mega shape which takes one of the slashes, and then the other one's going to have the other two slashes in it. Okay. Let's see if we can solve that puzzle. I mean, I'm pleased. I'm really pleased to get that. Like, do you know what? Genuinely, this game is going to come with... I'm going to say this game is going to come with not a small amount of, you know, sense of achievement. If I can actually get all 8 areas spoiler-free and then beat the game, I'm gonna be very pleased with that, because this is not a simple game, right? As far as puzzle games go, this is one of the harder ones I've played for sure. Right. So we're going to put this down here. We are then going to start drawing up some stuff. So we've got a... I know we did this last time, but unfortunately my previous scribbles kind of got slightly deleted. Kind of my fault. Right, let's grab white. White is going to be here. So 1. That is a white diamond. White here, white here. And I think that's it. Incidentally, thank you very much for putting these dashes in on this puzzle, because that would have been a real pain otherwise. I'm also very much hoping that these are not dashes along here. I don't think they are. I think it's only these, because I think this makes a puzzle anyway, an unambiguous puzzle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of that itself, right? Which firstly embiggens it, which is great, but also just stops me accidentally deleting it, which is handy. So okay, I really wish we'd kept our scribbles from last time, because we had decided something along the lines of we could do something like that, something like that. And previously, I think my favourite bit of Taiji memory that I saw was someone taking this puzzle and putting it in one of those Google captures. Select all tiles that contain puzzle elements. That's brilliant. I like that. Okay. So previously we were messing around with stuff like this to kind of go, well, you know, it's a 3x3, 3x3, 3x3. Now I think we're not wanting to do that so much. So we need to link up the road sign with a dash, because that has to partner up. And then we want to think where our rotatable super piece could be. It's an interesting one because these are evenly spaced. So where my mind's going at the moment is, okay, could it be something like that? But, well, that doesn't fit, so it's not that. And that doesn't fit, so it's not that. And that doesn't fit, so it's not that either, so it can't really be that. In fact, even if you were to ignore the middle step and just do something like this, yeah, that's kind of hard to fit in to the same puzzle. So it needs to be a shape that if you would rotate it, the dashes map onto each other. Okay. Again, yeah. Struggling a bit there. Because the fact that these are evenly spaced along this diagonal is actually really inconvenient for the... It's actually really inconvenient. I mean, even if we do something like that, like, we can't fit... We cannot fit that in there. Oh, now I'm second guessing whether I've really understood what we need to do here. Because this is... like, yeah. And it obviously can't be a super shape that wraps around the back because... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, no, there's not enough room. Not enough room in the puzzle for something like that. Yeah, so last time out we were looking at this kind of thing here. And we were like, can we do something like this? If you then link that up, that could make a rotatable super shape. But then you don't really have... no, yeah. You can't then make that same shape with that. Oh, well, that's not actually a rotation of that anyway. Let's have a think. If we did try and link those together... Yeah, again, it when you try and link that up, it goes off the bottom of the... So you've recently started watching a friend play The Witness. Okay. How has that been? So what area did they go to first? I think I need to convince myself again of this rule. Like I've got a copy of the puzzle in my clipboard, so we've still got it. So you've been watching playthroughs of Witness likes for a while. Used to players spending a long time on a puzzle that you know the answer to. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it's an interesting niche, you know. I mean, like, puzzle games are a kind of interesting niche on their own, right? Because you're really going for that kind of cathartic feeling of finally cracking the puzzle. But yeah, I mean, I've spent a decent amount of time watching. I've watched quite a few people play through Outer Wilds now. And that's definitely, yeah, it's a kind of, it's a niche-y thing to do, for sure, like, you know, watching someone else play a puzzle game. But, you know. I think it's one of those ones where, you know, like, if you asked my parents years ago, nowadays they probably wouldn't care too much. But if you asked my parents, you know, when I was growing up, like, if YouTube was a thing back then, which it wasn't, right? But like they'd probably have been absolutely baffled by the idea of watching someone else play a video game. But they were pretty baffled by the idea of video games anyway. Yeah. Reminds me of when we were kids. It's pretty frustrating, but I figured out how to stay calm and enjoy the moment. Trick is, you turn for the frustration into evil amusement, enjoying their struggle. Yeah, that's absolutely reasonable. Totally reasonable thing to do. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, the best counter argument I've ever heard is the sports argument. You know, like, why do you watch football, right? Didn't work on my parents because my parents were never into sport. So we're a bit stuck on that one. But yeah. You know what? I did go through a phase where I watched a lot of Counter-Strike as an e-sport, right? Like, I'd watch FaZe and Fnatic and the other teams. Who, yeah, there was the French team G2. I'm really struggling to remember the names of any other. Na'Vi, yeah, Na'Vi. They had Guardian. Guardian was my favourite, and I used to watch CS:GO for a while. That was many years ago, but yeah. They have a pretty standard playthrough, The Witness. They did the desert for the second laser. The desert is hard. I don't think I actually beat the desert, you know? I think I got stuck and I skipped it and I went for the town in the middle instead. Where I got stuck in the desert, I did most of it, but you start going inside and you go down a room, and then there's a room which is very poorly lit with water in it. Could not find a way of either turning a light on or positioning myself in such a way to see the solution to the puzzle. So yeah, spent a long stream on that one. That was probably the best part of an entire stream, just wandering back and forth between a couple of rooms and like just wandering around trying to find how to illuminate it. The water room, yes, the rectangular puzzle. Yeah. There's some amount of sawtooth action going on it. But yeah. I know the gimmick in the sense that, well, I mean, I know the secret of the desert, like, puzzles themselves, the fact that it's to do with, you know, let's say some wear and tear on the equipment, let's call it. You YOLO'd that room. Oh, fair enough. But no, I've never. I do remain spoiler free on that room, I suppose. I mean, maybe I'll go back and play The Witness again one day. I mean, I never beat sort of the endgame content of it, the monoliths and so on. But it's also a game that I'm not in a huge desire to play again immediately. Like, it was a really good game, I really enjoyed it, but I got so many other games on my list to play through before I would start sort of replaying older games to get some of that late game content in. But then again, you never know, because sometimes, so I made the mistake of jumping straight from, I think I went straight from Outer Wilds to Fez, right? And I've realised subsequent to that you can't do two really, really good games back to back. You've got to have a bit of a peak and trough, right? Because you got to play occasionally. You've got to play a pretty average game to remind you why the good games are really, really good. Because otherwise, you start comparing really, really, really good games against each other, and it's not a really fair comparison, really. Because when you play Fez straight after playing Outer Wilds, you think to yourself, I mean, it's okay, yeah, it's all right. But then, like, you play like 4 or 5 games after that, and then you think back to Fez and think, actually, do you know what? I gave that like a really harsh... I was too harsh to that game when I was streaming it, because I was comparing it to the really good game that I just finished, you know. Fez is like... So I have done some reading about Fez since playing Fez, and yeah, I mean, Fez is amazing. Yeah, really good, really, really good. And I believe it was, again, a one-person development studio, right? Was that Phil Fish, was it? Yeah, because Fez was one of the OG indie titles, right? One of the OGs that started it all, because you had, like, what was it? Braid, Fez, Limbo, the Stanley Parable, and it was like in that original group of like 2 or 3 years that really kicked off this kind of indie renaissance. One of the pioneers, yeah. Oh, it was 4 people on Fez, was it? Oh, yeah, Super Meat Boy. Yeah. Yeah, Meat Boy as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Xbox Live... It was Xbox Live Arcade, I think, wasn't it? That really kind of helped get those games published. Or give those games a platform to be published. And yeah, it's done considering the landscape of video games now compared to 15 years ago, so different. But then again, you know, I still maintain that, you know, right now is the real kind of golden age of indie development, right? I mean, if we think about the games that have come out in the last few years, like I just played Tunic earlier on this year, and that's good. That's really, really good. And yeah, I think maybe in 10 or 20 years' time, we're going to be looking back to around this period as being a time where individual creators could create something really special and get it out there and get it, like, you know, seen by a lot of people. Any other genres of games you enjoy playing? Recent Star Wars games, anything else? So I do enjoy puzzle games probably the most, but puzzle games for me are a pretty broad category. In terms of like games I've spent the most time playing, Slay the Spire is probably the game I've spent the most time on in my Steam library. Either that or Civilization 6, maybe. Taiji, Hollow Knight, Pizza Tower, many more. Yeah. Hollow Knight, yeah, I really enjoyed Hollow Knight for sure. But yeah, at the moment I'm playing the Star Wars game because I really enjoy Star Wars. Breath of the Wild 2. Tears of the Kingdom. We've got Tears of the Kingdom downstairs. My wife is currently playing through that. I'll probably play through that at some point. But that's a huge game. Like nowadays, you know, now that I've got a baby and everything, finding time to play games consistently is tricky. And long games, I think I tend to deprioritize long games over shorter, kind of tighter experiences. If a game is, I'll almost always check howlongtobeat.com, and if a game is longer than 10 hours, I will give it like serious consideration before getting it, because, you know, yeah, life's a bit too short, you know. Need to go back to Tunic, who incidentally does a ton of things that were in the early design of what became Taiji. Oh, great. Yeah, Slay the Spire is good fun, yeah. Darkest Dungeon, I played a bit of Darkest Dungeon. So like roguelikes, deck builders. I played Inscription recently. That's still going through on the YouTube channel, so episodes of that are still coming out. I recently finished recording it. So I have beaten that game now, but yeah, Inscription was really good. Daniel Mullins, he's another one of those sort of individual creators that just makes absolute bangers. Lucas Pope, of course, Return of the Obra Dinn was an amazing game. Papers, Please, amazing game. Yeah, really enjoyed Inscription, actually. Like, it had some absolutely laugh out loud, just amazing moments. The part at the end where you get the, well, if you've seen the end, you'll know the bit I mean, when you go off on the column and you get the gauntlet that you can suddenly play with. And, like, genuinely, I just lost it, because I was just like, oh, man. It was clearly Inscription. Daniel clearly put a lot of love into that game. There's a lot of in-jokes, a lot of references. I've played a lot of collectible card games over the years. You can't actually see it on stream at the moment, but I've got my my game day playmat from Magic the Gathering up on the wall. So yeah, I've played a lot of Magic the Gathering. I've played Runeterra, played a bit of Hearthstone and stuff like that. I don't play those really anymore. They get a little bit live service games. Again, they're a bit of a time sink. I'd rather play games like this rather than that, but sometimes I get sucked back in. Magic is a very compelling game to play, let's say. But yeah. Taiji is super underestimated on How Long to Beat. Well, it's all those speedrunners, Matthew. It's all the speedrunners just bringing your percentages down. So where we got to whilst you were walking the dog, Matthew, is we were looking at this puzzle, all right, and we've taken a copy of it. You'll see we've actually wandered back to the mill again, because I had a crisis of, am I actually going about this the right way? Because considering the spacing of these white elements, right, if we wanted to make a super shape that could rotate in this way, well, that's great, but how are we going to get another one to do this? Because that's not going to work, right? And we've already established that it has to be on the correct center of rotation, so that's clearly not going to work. And there also isn't room for it to be sort of the other way around. So this is really awkward spacing on this puzzle. And that's kind of where we got to on that, and we've been fiddling around with it a little bit. I'm sort of letting it percolate at the moment, but yeah, that's really awkward spacing. That would make a 5x5 shape, which obviously cannot fit in either of those directions, so I'm kind of tempted to rule out any sort of nonsense involving that sort of thing. So yeah. So that's where we are with that one. I suppose if you had something like that, I don't think that's allowed. I don't think that's allowed. I mean, it doesn't get that. It doesn't get that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we're definitely okay on the spacing, right? Yeah, because it's definitely turn 2, 3 and 1, 2 and 1. Yeah, so I think we're okay on the spacing there. Which area, the mill or the mansion? The line mechanic, genius but hard to grasp. Yeah, and if we make it a lightning bolt, well, either way, really, right? Does it matter? No, because one way you're going to end up like that, the other way you're going to end up like that, so you're going to link into it either way. And there's not room to do it that way, and there's not room to do it that way. Another whole wrinkle with the line mechanic. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I think the mansion is fine. The mansion is clearly pitched for real masochists. You know, this isn't even the last puzzle we have on the mansion, right? We're still thinking about this nonsense here. This 2x6. I was thinking maybe it was the lights, because I noticed that well, these lights are on the third brick down, and these lights are on the fifth brick down. So clearly that's important, right? But I have a feeling maybe it's actually more to do with just evenly spacing it above this shelf. But why is this shelf this height, Matthew? Why isn't this shelf 2 bricks lower, so that all the lights can be equally spaced with each other? There happen to be 12 lights on that floor. maybe it's worth more experimentation, because I'm really at a loss. I'm really at a loss as to what else it could be. The thing is, it can't be any kind of super duper duper shape, right? Because if it's on the edge here, it can't be in the middle when you rotate it. So that's not going to work. And it can't be something like that for the same reason. Well, and also this has to partner up with only one other shape. Yeah, so this has to partner up with something else in a 2, and the other 2 have to partner up as a super shape. Now, last time out, we seemed fairly convinced that those 2 had to meet up with each other, didn't we? Thing is though, if those link up out round the back, there's just no way that it just can't fit in the grid. And same argument this way as well. So surely these are going to need to link up something like that. And because it's symmetric for now, like ignoring this bit for now, as far as this part of the puzzle goes, this is symmetric, so we'll worry about the rest of it later. If you were to make something like that, no, that's the wrong way round for a start. You could do something like that, but then that's going to come out of the back of the thing. You could go this way down here, out here. Yeah, so that rotates. It's going to hit in the center though, isn't it? Because if you went like that and then like this. Oh man. It's really tough. I'm getting more and more convinced that a super shape is not possible with what's on this board here. Not with the rules as I currently understand them, at least, anyway. Yeah. Because we're going to need... Well, that could go like that, couldn't it? And then... No, this is just... I'm just going mad now. And it definitely can't be one shape that encompasses all of them, because the rhombus needs to partner up with only one other shape. Right? The rhombus has to partner up with one and only one other. Okay? And we're pretty convinced from our time here... No, do you know what? We're not actually convinced. Like, we were fairly convinced from our time here that actually super shape was the answer. But actually, are we even convinced of that? Because here we clearly had 4 shapes that worked fine. Every time we've had an odd number, though, we've always grouped it into 2 shapes that could rotate it. But is that required? Because this one here, this middle one here, does seem to be a bit of an exception to that. Okay, maybe we need another example. Okay, so here, okay, so here we had 4 of these. We didn't make super shapes there. We had 3 white ones here, and we didn't make super shapes there. So actually, right, so the idea of needing 3 super shapes, clearly not a thing. Oh, is there a shortcut up to there which isn't, which doesn't involve me moving all of those things back? Uh-oh, hang on. What's gone wrong here? There we go. Oof! I thought I was a little bit stuck for a second there. Yeah, opening that shortcut would be handy, actually. Where is that shortcut? Is it down there? Oh, assholes. Is it going to be easier to move the thing? It's here, right? No, it's not even there. Oh shoot, where is the other end of that shortcut? Where does it come out? Not sure. That's not related. Okay, maybe we are going to have to move... Did I disable subbing? No, I haven't disabled subbing. I'm not well known enough to be able to sub. Yeah, like, I think... Oh, shoot, what is it? You need 50 followers, which I have. I think I'm up to, like, 59 or something. But I think you need to have something like... You need to have streamed for 8 hours in the last month, which I always struggle to do, because I only stream, like, 3 Mondays a month, and the streams are, like, 2.5 hours each or something. But yeah, so you got to stream for like 8 hours in the last month, and I think you have to have at least an average viewership of like 4 or 5 or something like that. So yeah, no. So subs are off. I'm not well known enough. Subscribing to the YouTube channel is absolutely plenty for me. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. My YouTube numbers are the ones that I really want to... Because I do most of the stuff I put up onto YouTube, really. And for that you need a lot. Actually, you need 1,000 subscribers, but you also need to have had... you need to have had something like 500 watch hours in the last 365 days or something. So YouTube is definitely like the long game for sure. But also, I mean, that sort of, it depends very much. Like, I kind of have a bit of a you know, unsure to what degree that needs to be important for me in a way, like, because oh wait, hang on, oh, I've done this a bit wrong now. Wait, what is it? Is that one? Oh, this is all going a bit wrong now. Oh, well, that's really nice, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the Prime... Do you know what? Prime subs are a bit of a genius move by Amazon, really. Because, yeah, absolutely, it's effectively like free credits, isn't it? Which is pretty cool. Okay, so that will get me that far, and then I kind of wish I hadn't done this now, because I've sort of messed this up for myself. We can get that. But then we're also going to need this one to go... Okay, maybe. No. We need to move you out the way. We need to move you out the way. And then this one, we can do like that. And wait, what? No, that's not going to help us. Right. No. Oh man, how do we get over there? We've been over there before. I'm definitely taking a picture of it next time we get it. Now that we've got this shortcut, these two are linked, so it doesn't matter which stair we get it on. So I think it has to be the blue one, right? Because I don't think the black one can reach. No, the black one can totally reach. Right, the black one can totally reach if the blue one is sort of out of the way. Right, so then either the white one or the yellow one doesn't matter. Although actually it will matter if we just move the white one here. So the yellow one would be better. Yes, something like that. Great, okay, we've done it. So we can no longer get to the bottom here, but that's okay because we've done that bonfire. So, looking at these, oh, those are just rhombuses. Actually, they're not slashers. Yeah, so usually, usually I use my prime sub. I often forget to use my prime sub, but yeah, usually I use my prime sub on one of my friends who has a channel that's and then what was it? Yeah, and then I used last month's prime sub on Gotham Chess because what was it? We had Frank versus Orbital Racer was on Gotham Chess's channel, but I couldn't watch it live, so I wanted to watch it on VOD. But his VODs are subscriber only, which is which I thought was a bit cheeky because it wasn't Gotham Chess's event. He was hosting the event because he's got the larger platform, but it was some other guy's event, and I don't remember the name of the other guy. Very small TikToker actually, and so I thought it was a little bit cheeky that for the VODs for that event, even though it was kind of promoting this other guy, you still had to subscribe to Gotham Chess to watch them. But having said that, I'm not that it's not a big deal, right? Because Gotham Chess has done like just a huge amount for the chess community in general. I was hoping to see some more examples of where I've done multiple slashes, but I cannot find more examples of multiple slashes. That was the whole point of coming here. So no. Interesting enough, we've seen these flower beds before. This one has a little chunk taken out of it, so that's interesting. We're not attempting that puzzle right now. We'll come back to that later. And we have got this shortcut here. I suppose we could take a break. From this puzzle. But now we're sort of more convinced that it's not a super, that we don't have to have a super shape. And we're fairly convinced that we can't draw a super shape anyway. That sort of puts us back to having, you know, this kind of discussion, doesn't it? Where we're doing something like this. Except those are not actually rotations of each other. So it would be like something like that. Wait, no. Back to how that was. But we've played with this sort of thing, like, a lot over the course of last session, right? Because we said, okay, maybe that could be that, or it could be something like that. Okay, fine. We need to then mirror that with this. So if that's, let's say that's light, then we're going to have dark, 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 dark. That's going to then need to be dark. But if that's dark, that needs to be dark as well, which actually means that's light, so that's fine. So far, so good. Like, this could be dark, and that could be dark. Okay, fine. So then you're going to have light. That's going to need to be light, light, light. But then that's all one thing. Which isn't going to work so well for us. Like, that is sort of nice and neat and, you know, to make that shape dark. So, attacking this... I mean, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat there. And if we follow the logic that if we do that, then because that's light, and we know that dashes can't touch each other. Slashes can, but dashes can't. So if we follow the logic that doing that means that that has to be part of the shape as well, because linking, then we can say definitely at least that. And then okay, that's then dark. Or potentially the other way around. Right? That could be dark. And that could be the light one. Yeah. And then dark, dark, dark. Dark. Problem is, these then touch each other, don't they? Which is an area of unhappiness. That's an area of unhappiness right there. So that kind of makes me question that one there, which makes me question that one there. But as we've said before, like, the fact that this is sort of like this means that this kind of has to be like that. Or rather, no, it's kind of got to be a square. So maybe that's a sensible place to start us off. Oh, incidentally, I've already taken these two being linked together as absolutely not, because that would imply that this would have to go out the edge of the screen anyway. Fine. So these have to link, and let's say okay, they link that way. And because they can't touch and be the same, I'm going to go that way. Seems like some good thonking. That's cool. So this is fine. For this to be the edge of the shape, like, this cannot be this colour, because then this would go off the edge here. So this must be equal to this, which means this is here. Okay. So far, so good. We don't really now, you know, we don't really want to cross this area of unhappiness here. So I would like that to be in opposition. We could, right, to avoid difficulty, we could have something like that. Okay. I'm fairly convinced from last week, for reasons, that these two need to be the ones linked to each other, because I just don't think there's enough room to get that linked to that and that linked to that. I don't think that's working. So, let's assume it's going to go that way round. Now, which direction this goes does significantly affect these, because it controls whether we get something like that or whether we can do something like that. Okay. So let's make a supposition. And let's suppose it's going to be that way. Because I would quite like to terminate this shape here. Incidentally, however, though, if this is this colour here, then this has to be this colour here to terminate the shape. We actually get the same problem as before. So actually, maybe it's easier if that's that colour, right? Because then we can terminate the shape here. Not the end of the world, though. Right? So let's suppose we're going to make an L. Right? Now we know that these rotation shapes can touch each other, so that could be fine. The difficulty is that that is then not going to be fine. Right? So, and that being blue, right, is also not going to be fine, right? So let's say then that that supposition was wrong. That actually we're going to link to it this way around, and we're going to make some Z's, some Z shape. That means we now have something like that, which actually looks a lot healthier. And it means we also have something like that, which actually looks incredibly healthy. And suddenly it actually looks like maybe we've solved the puzzle. So let's go and have a check. I don't know. Maybe. So, if we were to say those four, those four, those two, those four, and those four. Hey! There we go! Okay. We got one more puzzle left to solve in the mansion. And then we're going and beating this game. We got one more puzzle. And that is this little 6x2 monstrosity right here. This is going to be a question of observation. Right? 100%. This is going to be a question of observation. Because there's no clue here, right? It's like, this is the window. This is, you know, through the window, through the wall. This is these patterns here. So, it's a 6x2 pattern. It's not going to be wildly... It's the floor! It's the floor! It's the floor! That's it. It's the floor. We've done it. Achievement unlocked, gallery. Achievement unlocked. All areas completed. Nice. Nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. Final bonfire done. Are we finishing the game today? Damn. We might be finishing the game. Okay, here we go. We're going to put into place everything we've learned going up to this point. This has been quite a journey. Like, I'm so pleased to have got the mansion. I'm just really, really pleased to have got that. Like, this is a tremendously satisfying game. Tremendously satisfying. Super shapes. You almost got me, super shapes. Okay. That's amazing. Yeah. Right. Let's remind ourselves. Oh, yeah, see? Here's some of the nonsense I was drawing a couple weeks ago. Right, yeah, we found it. Like, oh man, this is a bit of a memory lane trip, isn't it? Okay. We're looking for flower petals. Right, I need to just remind myself. Oh god, yeah, the danger puzzle. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Remind myself of flower petals. So... The official name for that assembly of multiple lines, yeah, the danger puzzle. Okay. The yellow petals signify how many in the cardinal directions match the colour of it. Okay. Those are all purple, which means none of them in the cardinal directions match it, and they're forced to be black. Right? This puzzle we're probably going to get treated to, hopefully, even though it's the final puzzle of the game, we may well get treated to something quite nice and quite relaxed, potentially. Simply because everyone has to beat these puzzles, right? Because, what is it? I think you have to do 5 areas and then you can beat the final puzzles. So, now let's have a look. This one's got to be a 4. So that could be a 4 like that. Could just be a 4, could just be a 4 like that, of course. Now this, now these white ones have to link up with each other, but we can't forget that these have to be the same. This one, these two have to be in opposition to each other, yeah? Which means these two have to be in opposition to each other. This can't go off the edge of the map, which means these two have to be in opposition to each other, right? That means that is definitely black. Yeah. Black, black. Okay. So let's experiment with something like, if we link that up here, that could link up that way, right? And let's, for the sake of argument, say that all of that ends up black, okay? Well, it wouldn't be able to... to... Oh, no. It could. Yeah. Because we could have black here, and then that would need to be white up there. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing, though. To match these up, we're going to need to go a little bit further, aren't we? We need to go down, and we need to go down. Meaning that actually... we've got to go down and down. Congrats on the gallery solve. I guess the basement one went quickly. Ah, summoned to a work meeting. Ah, shoot. That's a shame. You should watch the VOD, yeah. It was a special moment. It was a special moment for sure. You know, maybe we're gonna hit the end of the game today. You know, we've got about 25 minutes before we've got to wrap up the stream. Given that I'm this close, maybe I could push that a little later. Don't know. So 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No! Oh, it doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work. Because that also needs to be black. So it doesn't quite work. We could push it down another one. That's as much as we're going to be allowed to do, though. Oh, well, unless we literally make this part of it, right? No, we can't make it part of it because this sits there. Yeah, 4 and 1, 4 and 1. Yeah. So that has to be in opposition. So let's extend down another one. Can't extend to the right because it'll go off the map. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no. We're going to need to separate these two for sure. Right? It needs to go like that. Yeah, no, that's no good. That's no good. That does not work. Yeah, that doesn't work. Is there any corrective action I could take there to make it legal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, thing is, that's got to be black. That's got to be black. It's got to be black all the way down. If we make that white, that's going to need to be white, and then they're going to bump into each other. So that's no good. Right. The next option then is like the slightly mad option, which is to make no, I don't think that would work. I'm thinking make this part of here and link it up with this. Can we link all of that together and then just have these sat on their own? Right. So let's scrub. Okay. Now we're sure that, yeah, those are definitely off, yeah. And we're pretty sure that purple going back purple meant yes, all purple is the number in the cardinal direction that you disagree with. Yellow is the number that you agree with. Yeah, so these ones had to stay black. This one was too white. Yeah, okay. So, it's the purple is the number you disagree with. So all of these have to be white. We're happy with that. Okay. Now that does leave a little bit of a conundrum, right? Because if you're going to link this guy through here, yeah, it has to be, because of the way these are lined up, it's going to have to be white, yeah? Because there is no way to get a black contiguous shape from here to the other side of this dam. So those are definitely white. Fine. If you were to move these round through this way, because these are white, it's gonna bump into this. That means that this has squares to the left of it, which this one does not. So that cannot happen. That means these have to be linked in this direction. That's the only place it can cross. Given that that is white, that means that this has to be, that has to be, there, there, and there. Okay. And because of the shape symmetry there and there. Okay, now that brings us very close to exactly the previous problem that we already had. Yeah. Because everything to the left of this, sorry, everything to the right of this has to be black, because you cannot have anything off the edge of the map here. And this needs 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which would be fine, except for the fact that that needs a terminator on it. Which means that that contiguous bit of black cannot meet up with that. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That goes like that. That 4 goes like that, and I think that's our answer. I like the fact that on the final puzzle it's black rather than white. It kind of gives it a little bit of extra gravitas, you know. Wait, what did I do wrong? Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Are those counted as being black? Sorry, wait, huh? 1, 2, 8. Down to there. 1 in. Here. Okay. I might have mirrored it. So let's go with it this way round instead. Oh. Hey! Oh. We have a stair. It's not the end of the game, it's the final area. What? What? So this is put the clues on the puzzle to make the puzzle solved. Love it. Love it. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. That's brilliant. Oh, wow. So what have we got in here? Ha ha ha. I'm sure, Matthew, that your design process is a lot more, there's a lot more thought goes into your design process than this. I'm sure you don't, I'm sure you don't, oh, wait, no, oh, now we've got something different. I have to make all of the, this is, there's a puzzle in The Witness that does this. This is a great reference. This is a great reference. I love it. Welcome to hell. Oh wow. So this is the real end of the game, is it? Well, let's bloody go, mate. Let's go. Okay, so this is kind of the, there are only 4 contiguous areas in this one. Okay, so we can work on that. We can work on that basis. So we've got yeah. So let's do that because that gets all of those. We've got here. Those will work nicely. No, that doesn't really work. Yeah, so this one down here you can't use at all. We've got a contiguous area in there. There, no, that doesn't work. We've got these 2 here. No, that's not going to work. Those 2 down here. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. Ah, right, okay. Let's put those there. Yeah. So that's fine. So now let's look at this part here. So that could make that work here. Not those though. Oh, I tell you what, let's move those 2 here. Yeah, because that works kind of neatly. And then these 2, I think, sort of like there, is it? Yeah, so that should work. And now we've got this part here, that part there. Ah, no, shoot, that's really close, but it doesn't... It's close, but that's not going to work. So, what else have we got? We've got a bit down here. Yeah, that's the only bit that can really work on here, isn't it? Yeah, that's the only bit that can work for that one there. So then we need this last bit here to work. So all of that. Huh? I think there might be another stream coming here. Yeah, I think there might be another stream. Well, we're gonna come back to that puzzle, right? But here we go. I'm loving the design space. Really, really do. So we've got 6 in there. And therefore by process of elimination the rest of these are gonna go here. Great. Here. That's the only spot that can be true. That's the only spot that can be true. That's kind of fine. We need a spot where 3 agree, and we need a spot where 1 agrees, so that will be that one. And let's see if we can just gain access to each of the areas, yeah. So something like that, and like that. There we go. So there we go. We are going to wrap up the stream there, okay? We've got one final area to do. I did not expect this to be a 7-part stream. We've been playing this together for a long old time now, for sure. I'm going to have a real think about what we're going to play after this one. I think probably the Looker still, because I think a short palette cleanser after this one would be great. But you know, for now, I can't wait till next week. I'm going to be super hyped for it, and you never know. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a chance to stream at some point during the week, but not. It won't be this game. I'm going to save this for Monday for sure, because I don't want to mess up the schedule. Really looking forward to it. If you're watching on YouTube on Friday, come along to potentially the finale next Monday. So it's going to be wild. Thank you very much for coming along, guys. It was great having you on the stream. I'll catch up with you soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.